Okay, we're going to restart the zoning hearing board meeting. For those of you who maybe weren't here at 6:30, we had one additional case that we made a decision on. We already took roll call and did the Pledge of Allegiance. We do have one change to the roll. Our solicitor is Keith McLennan. So with that, Gary, if you could read our statement.
Yes, sir. The zoning hearing board will give all interested parties an opportunity to ask questions and testify in connection with the applications being heard tonight. After a witness for the applicant completes testimony, you will be given an opportunity to ask questions of that witness. In addition, after an applicant has completed its case, you will be given an opportunity to testify, which will require you to be sworn in as a witness. If you wish to participate in the hearing on an application, you should complete the entry of appearance form, which will be provided to you by the zoning officer, Mike Brzezinski, here on the left. We ask your cooperation in maintaining silence during a hearing so that both the board and the court reporter can hear the testimony of the witness. We also ask that all cell phones be turned off.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to go a little bit out of order. Gary's going to read hearing number 4. And you'll see why in a moment.
Hearing number 4, Z-25-11, VTNK LLC, 4028 Eagleville Road, Norristown, PA 19403. The applicant is requesting a dimensional variance from Section 143, Section 33, Section A to allow the single-family detached dwelling to remain 42.5 feet from the property's rear yard setback, where a minimum of 60 feet is required, together with any other relief deemed necessary or appropriate by the board. The parcel ID of subject property is 43-00-03263-00-6. The subject property is located at 4028 Eagleville Road in the R1 Residential Zoning District.
You, Gary, and Keith, I believe you received a letter from the applicant?
Yes, I received a letter from Mr. Zachary Morano, who's a lawyer at Hamburg Rubin, representing the applicant. And in his letter, and I'd like to read it into the record, Tim, and I'll give you a copy of it so that you can pick up where I go too quickly. But I know you have the fastest fingers in Montgomery County, so. This office represents VTNK, the owner of 4028 Eagleville Road, relative to the above referenced zoning hearing board application. Please accept this letter as a request for a continuance of the June 26th, 2025 hearing. Due to the recent learning of township concerns over the project and the opportunity for time to discuss and resolve those concerns, I kindly request that the matter be opened and continued on the record to the next available hearing date, which I understand is July 24th, 2025. I also grant an extension of the time by which the application must be heard pursuant to Section 908 of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code to hold the hearing on July 24th. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or need anything additional. I appreciate your assistance, and signed by Zachary Morano. Now, the challenge or problem that I had with this is that, as the board knows, whenever a continuance request is made, it has to be subject to certain conditions. The conditions include that there is a waiver of the time constraints in the municipality's planning code, and that the continuance is not being granted by the applicant, that you're granting the continuance. He made it so that he was granting the board a continuance, which is not proper. So I reached out to Zach, and I asked if he would agree to those terms, and he wrote back after I sent him a message that essentially says that I acknowledge receipt of your letter that was attached to the below message, meaning the message that he sent to me with the letter I read. As per my voicemail message to you earlier this afternoon, your letter is fine as far as it goes. Continuances are generally granted provided the applicant waives the time requirements of Section 908 of the MPC. That means both the hearing and the timing for the rendering of the decision by the board and the issuance of a written opinion in the event of a denial of the subject request are also waived. Your letter purports to grant the board an extension of time by which the application must be heard. However, in order for the continuance to be granted by the board, a waiver of those time constraints by the applicant is necessary. And I'm sorry, Tim, to do this to you, but lawyers are word merchants, so they get paid by the word, so we write a lot more than we should. But finally, although I do not expect that re-advertising will be necessary, the board expects that the applicant will be responsible for the cost of any re-advertising of the application should that be required. Inasmuch as this is a mere continuance request that is announced at tonight's public meeting of the board, re-advertising is not necessary. Where it becomes an issue is if there is further delay that results in the need to re-advertise, then that is the applicant's responsibility. And I asked him, if I can get back to it here. Therefore, if the above waivers and responsibility for re-advertising are acceptable, please reply to this email that you are in agreement and that it will be sufficient for my presentation of your request to the board this evening. He wrote back and said, I agree and waive the time requirements of Section 908 of the MPC. Thanks. So that's essentially the request, and I wanted the board to have the entire request so that there's no question, and I wanted to read it into the record in case there's any question going forward with respect to the timing waivers, because that's critical to what we do here.
Okay.
So that's the request.
All right, any comments or questions by the board?
Before you, Mike, do you know where the township stands on the continuance request?
I briefly spoke with council, and that we are fine with the continuance.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, if there's no questions or comments, do I have a motion to approve the continuance request?
Make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of continuing?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Okay, so we approve the continuance. Okay, we're going to go to, back to hearing number 2 on the agenda, and Mark, if you could read that for us.
Sure. Hearing number 2, Z-25-09, Justin and Alicia Craig, 3329 Arcola Road, Collegeville, PA, 19426. The applicant is proposing to construct a detached garage/pole barn in the side yard. The applicant seeks relief from section 143-33.a to allow for a 27-foot side yard setback where a minimum of 50 feet is required, together with any other relief deemed necessary or appropriate by the board. The parcel ID of subject property is 43-00-00589-007. Subject property is located at 3329 Arcola Road in the R1 Residential Zoning District.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have someone here to represent the request?
How you doing?
Good.
I'm Justin Craig.
Okay,
That's my wife there, so
Very good.
she's here too.
hello. Before we get started, if we could swear him in, Tim.
Sir, do solemnly swear to testify about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help
Yes.
you.
Justin Craig, JUSTINCRAIG.
Okay, thank you. For those cases where we don't have legal counsel representation, we ask that Mike Brzezinski just give us an overview of what the request is.
Thank you. Good evening. As the board described, the Craigs are residents on Arcola Road in the R1 zoning district. Before you asking to get a variance in order to put a pole barn on our property, what is on the screen is something that I made up just to be a little bit clearer in terms of what is being asked for. The red box is basically a 24 by 24 foot garage with a setback off the side property line of 27 feet, where 50 feet is necessary in the R1 zoning district. The hardship with the property is that while it's quite a large property, it is substandard in terms of width. It is approximately 160 feet wide as opposed to the 195 that's required. And therefore, when you situate any kind of structure, you're tight basically side to side, if you will. Also, the property is encumbered by quite a bit of steep slope and is heavily wooded. And we can show you a picture of what the neighborhood looks like in a second. Basically the Craigs contend that the this project is the least necessary in order to afford them the ability to do this. Again, the property is heavily sloped, and there really isn't much flat area in which they could situate a storage garage. The storage garage is intended for personal use, is my understanding. The property was purchased in 2013, and so the property was already basically in existence prior to the Craig's purchasing it, and certainly after the last substantial dimensional zoning ordinance in 2006. If Tina, if you could pick up this third one there. Okay. This represents from our mapping, our GIS system, what other properties look like in that area. There's a collection of approximately 5 to 6 properties along the northerly side of Arcola Road. As you can see, they are long and very wooded. That basically what the two dimensions don't show you is that those properties slope down to the Eagleville Run, which is a water course that runs basically right to left and is situated about 2/3 of the way back through those properties, but it definitely does not suit itself for development. And I believe that's anything. Certainly, Bryce can answer any questions I didn't cover.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Mr. Craig, if you could just elaborate on your request.
So what specifically, just what I needed?
Whatever you want to tell us, we'll ask questions.
Why is it so big?
I have a classic truck that I've been keeping in storage for a long time with a couple motorcycles, and it'd be nice to get out from under the rent for that.
And you have little ones, I presume?
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old now, and he's got a bunch of toys and stuff.
He's gonna have one of those little motorized machines that rides around the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, he's got one already. It's just-
All right, that's what I figured.
But yeah, that's what I need it for. Just-
It's square, 24 by 24, with 12-foot height, right?
Yeah.
Anything gonna be up above, or it's just all open space?
Nah, yeah, just open space.
Okay, I'm just trying to sort of help you along here to see what you're,
Basic 2-car garage just to put stuff on.
So specifically, we'll just start with questions then. Specifically, what's the hardship to move the garage so that it would be compliant with the side yard setback? Like if you were to move it in the center of the property, for example?
The house is situated like dead center in the property, so where I want to put it is about as close as I can get to the house away from that property line. So right up, and to the back, there's plenty of room. It's just that side.
is there a pointer there for you that you can use, Mr. Craig?
Yeah, so right there it drops off immediately, so there's not really anywhere else to put it, and it's far towards the house as I can get. And obviously, with the driveway being here, it's situated just perfectly for where the garage would be. But my main problem is I can't get it any further this way, because if I tried to even move it back here, it slopes really bad right back in there.
Okay.
How steep's the slope? It looks like where you have that square, or where Mike has the square or whatever, is a portion going to have to be, you're gonna have to build some sort of foundation to get that pole barn there, or to support it?
It's mostly flat here, but if I got approved, I would make sure that if it needed some kind of retaining wall back there, I would make sure that happened. But it should fit right in this area.
Without having to build up a foundation underneath to create a concrete floor, it doesn't slope down that much at the head of that driveway there. Still flat.
Yeah, it's flat all through there. It's like right back here that it gets really.
It's funky.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to walk it because it gives me a heart attack coming from back there.
You're a young man, you wouldn't have a heart attack.
Is that a deck on the back of the house?
Yeah.
How high would you say, like, the furthest pole, so it's elevated, I assume, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How high would you say the back of the deck is?
Right here, it's pretty close to the ground. When you get over this way, it's over your head at that point.
Walkout basement, or is just a,
That's just the door in the back.
so you can't go back further? And that's the slope where you pointed out that it's sloped. It slopes that way as you get to the tree line or to the property line as well, I presume, right? It all slopes down?
Yeah, right from about maybe like here, it just drops off completely off the back.
And that's where most of your acreage is, I presume?
Yeah, everything's back there.
You have about 3 acres there?
Yeah. Yeah, most of it's way in the back. It goes way.
Down to the creek down there, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice for my son once he's big enough, but for me. see, my-
Well, it's private too, because there's nothing back there, right?
You talk to your neighbors about the project?
Yeah, yeah.
Try to speak into the microphone, I'm sorry, because
Yeah, I talked to both neighbors on either side. The neighbor across the street. There's some new neighbors too. I haven't really got to know them yet, but I didn't really hear anything from them. My one neighbor, Rusty's right there. He came.
And so the neighbors you spoke to, they don't have any objection to what you're doing?
Yeah, not that they told me. They said they'd be fine with it.
Where's Rusty live?
He lives on this side.
Okay. Yeah, we can't,
If you're going to testify, you'll be sworn in. You want to testify in support of it? Come on up with your glee to testify.
Sir, solemnly swear to testify about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you. Say it means faulty.
Harvey Fries, spelled by Rusty, Harvey Fries. Live at 333 Seminar Cove Road.
If you two you could also speak into the microphone. No, you're fine. Pick it up because you're tall. Just there you go. Because this all gets recorded, so you can watch yourself later and marvel at how well you did. All right, so you had a variance as well to get something similar put into your place?
Yeah, roughly 2007, 8. I did a garage,
Okay.
and I did it on the left side of my house.
Move that mic closer to you, I'm
Did it on
sorry.
the left side of my house, and for the same reason, our properties are narrow. Our houses were built in the middle. The house is wide enough that it pretty much makes it very challenging to build on the side of your house without coming up to the 50-foot setback.
So you have a pointer there. Can you, yes, your compatriot has it. Can you show us where your pole barn is?
And that is my garage. It's attached. And that corner there at the back crosses the 50-foot line. If I remember right, it was like 38 feet.
And it's an attached garage. It's not a pole barn.
Correct. Attached garage.
The reason I'm asking is I'm trying to find out what's it like in that neighborhood, because one of the factors that we have to look at, the board has to look at, is whether it's going to change the nature of the neighborhood. Well,
Yeah, at the top of our Cola Road, there was actually 2 recently put in, so up towards the school more. On the corner, 2 houses actually had them put in. It had to be within the last 10 years. The same thing I proposed.
I don't remember anybody coming before us for those. Do you, Michael?
Microphone. Yes, no, I don't recall, but I don't know.
Hope they're not renegade pole barns. All right, so Rusty, you put that one in, think 2007,
7, 8.
8, okay. And there was a setback issue then, right? It was the same setback issue.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's good for the goose, as they say, right? I gotcha. All right, so the neighborhood has others. Yours encroaches. Does anybody else encroach on the side, on the property lines that you're aware of? Solar panels, or, that's the question. Do you have solar panels in your yard? You do? Those are yours?
That is right there.
Those are the mysterious solar panels that we saw in the picture.
That's right there. Yeah, okay.
That's your property.
You built yours on the left side of your house?
Correct.
Okay.
I thought you said the other side. I mean, it doesn't look like it's on the right side, it's on the left side.
Mine's on the left.
Okay.
Any other board questions?
Yeah, can you talk about the construction of the pole barn, what it looks like? And
Thank you, Rusty.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a typical,
Yep.
it's gonna be one door, two windows on one side, a door on the other. Just like any typical pole barn.
You have any images that you?
Yeah, I brought,
See, one of the issues that comes up, and it's not necessarily aesthetics is important, but aesthetics are important because if every other house has something that's going to look like a behemoth or it's going to look like a monstrosity or whatever, then it cheapens the neighborhood. And I'm sure neighbors would be upset about that. And they may not be here to talk about it, but that's one of the considerations. So what do you have?
yeah, so it would be one door instead of two, but something similar to that.
Do you have extra copies of that?
No, but you can have it.
Okay, sweet. Let's have that. Let's have that.
Did you bring it up?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. We don't bite. We're just like you. We're regular folks.
Yeah, that's the same thing that they.
Use your microphone. I'm sorry. This gets recorded.
And that's same as what was the other two houses at the top of the road had built. So, it'd be the same thing as that, those houses.
What was the height again?
What's that?
What's the proposed height again?
I don't know the height exactly.
You said 12 feet on the application.
The application.
24 by 24 by 12 is what the application says.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's going to be a 24 by 24 footprint with a 12-foot height. Is that the idea?
It's all in here. I just
Right. So this is a depiction of something similar,
Yes.
but it's not going to be this tall.
I can't tell you exactly how tall that is just from the picture, but
Well, I mean, what's a typical garage door height, Mr. Architect down the road here?
Extra,
10 feet?
garage door,
the
or
garage, we were looking for a 12-foot door, so I'd,
12-foot door?
yeah,
Door,
12-foot
door.
door.
That's pretty tall door.
Right.
Yeah.
So the building height. Michael, is there an issue with the building height?
No, sir.
Okay. That's where he's your friend.
Yeah, gonna have to take this guy out for a beer after.
So what is the height? Is the door 12 feet and then it's
I
another?
guess it can go for as high as a house can go, right? And what's the limitation on that? 32 feet?
35 feet.
35 feet? But don't get any ideas about making it 35 feet.
As long as I can get my truck in there and my kids' toys, that's all I need.
Nothing above, no residential property, it's not gonna be residential, it's not gonna be one of these, in-law suites or anything like that.
No, definitely not.
It's not, is it gonna have electric?
Yeah,
Gonna have plumbing?
no.
Heat?
I didn't really.
It's cold in the wintertime.
Yeah. Not at this time.
Okay. Motorcycles and classic truck,
Yeah.
you're still keeping the garage that's attached to the building, I guess?
The shed?
Shed, or do you have a garage already?
No, just that shed right there.
So what's attached to your house if I look at the Google image?
Right there, yeah, that's a little garage, like enough to pull a car in and can't open the door.
What's the shed story? The shed can be 250 square feet. Is it 250 square feet, do you know?
Do you know? 12 by 16?
Is this your partner in crime over here?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Maybe she can move over so we can see her smiling
She's
face.
just here to make sure I don't mess up.
Okay. Okay, have her sworn in if you would, please. Come on up, don't be shy.
Alicia Craig, ALICIA CRAIG.
How long has that shed been there? Since you bought it?
No.
You added it?
Maybe 10 years?
Yeah.
You got a building permit for it, I presume? Okay, then that doesn't bother me. All right, I see your testimony was excellent. A lot of storage, but
The truck's big, though, so.
So just to be clear for us, when we consider your request, the application said 12 feet high. Is that still what you're looking for? Or you want to remove the 12
You
foot?
said the garage door is gonna be tall.
The door's
Then you're gonna be another
4 or 5 feet taller than that.
Yeah,
Depending on the pitch of the roof.
yeah. So yeah,
We don't want to grant you a 12-foot high structure and then have to come back.
stuck.
Because we granted something that you asked for that you really didn't meet.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, the doors alone are 12 feet tall, so.
So the unique circumstances is the property and the slope, how narrow it is, where the house is placed. That's your hardship. You can't do anything about that.
Right.
Those are the circumstances that don't allow you to put the pole barn anywhere within the setback requirements, is what you're saying, right? You didn't create that circumstance. The variance, if authorized, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. You say there's other ones in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to permanently impair use or development of adjacent property, I presume. It's not going to have any impact.
No.
Detrimental to public welfare in any way?
No.
Variance, if authorized, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the regulation. I guess that's the case. It's a big place, but. All right, and typically we have to go through certain public safety considerations when the board makes a determination so that people in the audience recognize this isn't like people have a convention. The conventional wisdom is that when you get a speeding ticket, it's to benefit the Police Benevolence Association. That's not what they're for. This is not a moneymaker. This is a process by which we have to regulate what happens in the community. So we ask certain things. By putting that pole barn there, are you going to increase any traffic?
No.
You're not going to do any repair work or commercial repair work or retail, anything like that. It's all for you.
Personal, yeah.
Personal stuff.
Yeah.
You're not going to increase the risk of fire or panic, right?
No.
You're not overcrowding the land because you got 3 acres, but most of it slopes down to the creek. It's going to be suitable for the property in question so as to be consistent with the spirit and purposes of the ordinance. I presume that's the case. You're not going to intrude upon the adequacy of natural light or air to adjoining properties. It doesn't matter what happens to your property, it's what happens to other properties. I mean, that's where the restriction comes in. You don't really know the height that you're going to put it at this point, but you want to put a 12-foot garage door opening, right?
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to guess how tall it is, but maybe at most 10 feet. So, after this.
20 feet above, 20 feet elevation?
Maybe a total of
You said a 12-foot door.
12-foot door, and then maybe another 5 or 6 feet to the roof, I would think. So maybe
That's a
like
pretty
6
tall
feet.
door for a garage door.
Yeah.
You sure you need a tall truck? Is that what you
Well, just in case, I just thought it would be good to have a bigger door on it.
Okay. Create extraordinary burdens on public, private, or community water systems. You're not going to have water in there, you said, right? Is that public water, I think? Or is it a well?
It's a well.
It's a well, okay. And what's the sanitary system there? Is it a public sewer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're not impacting that. Place undue burdens on police, fire, ambulance, or other emergency services. People can get access to that if you're in there, God forbid something were to happen when you're working there.
Yeah, no, easily could get in there.
Okay. Cause adverse effects to the appropriate use of adjacent properties in the neighborhood. I presume that's not the case. Otherwise, adversely affect the public health, safety, morals, or general public welfare of the community. Unless, I guess, you consider Harleys. You have a Harley?
Nah, I sold it.
What's your motorcycles?
It's dirt bikes, really.
Dirt bikes, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think that they're going to create too much of an issue. I have nothing further, Mr. Chair, other than housekeeping if the board's finished.
And I'd like us to get a little more comfortable in the height of the structure. Because I just Googled 24 by 24 pole barn, and the picture you showed us pops up. But that's 24 by 24 by 12. So I'd like to get some more definition of the height. And maybe what it's gonna look like. You know, I know you said it's gonna look like that, but, just maybe a little more testimony that it's going to be,
18 feet
you
tall?
mentioned windows, you mentioned doors, maybe the color, the siding, I don't know, it's a little more detail.
Yeah, we didn't take it too far because we knew we had to do this process first. So
Yep.
we didn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So
But for those of you in the audience and those of you watching on TV, it's always helpful to the board to come with some of that information because it really helps your case. 'Cause it demonstrates what you're doing. It's not you can always testify to what you expect that you're going to do, which would be, it's going to be a color that's going to match your building, your existing house, for example. That's a good thing. Your wife's nodding her head over there. That's the aesthetic piece. You want to sort of blend in and look nice. You don't want it sticking out like a sore thumb. Is it going to have two windows like this reflects, do you know, or?
Yeah, it's gonna have two windows like that.
Okay, and we're going to mark this as Exhibit A2 for applicant 2, if that's okay with you.
I think if we could get on like street view, I guess we can't really do that, but
I'm sure we could. He can work magic, and Tina can work magic over there.
the pole barn at the top of the road, it has like the door, the size door that I'd be
You're looking at?
Yeah. So if we could see that from the street, then.
You know the address?
Rusty, if you want to come up and continue to testify.
Isn't that on Eagleville? What
Yeah,
you're
it's on Eagleville Road. 'Cause
So you make the curve there to the left. It's one of the houses right there.
Yeah, it's like right there or something.
Yeah, over there. One of those first three, they have garages.
You're looking to do a one wide door, just one.
Yeah, I wanted to just.
You're not doing windows next to the door. You're just going to do one big garage door in the
One
front.
big door and then, just the side windows. It's either that one or that one over there. I think it's this one that has like the same size door that I'm thinking.
There you go.
Yeah, so if you can get down a little further over here. It might be this house over on the right here.
Further the other way.
Yeah, that one there. So if you can get like down the road a little more and then look at it.
Look down the driveway.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do.
Were you thinking, the orientation of this garage, you come in the end side, but those you come in, I'm sorry, you come in the end, those you come in the side. Were you did you think that through?
Coming right in the front.
Okay, it's square, it's 24 by 24, right? But is your roof going to be in line with your driveway or with
In
your
line
house?
with the
Gable,
driveway.
okay, ridge, right? Got it.
Yeah, it's this one over this way.
Maybe something like that.
Oh. Yeah, if you can like stand right,
You keep going down
yeah, keep going down the road down here.
the driveway.
Yeah, go to the driveway.
Turn. There you beautiful.
Like that there.
So the door would be on this. It wouldn't be like this. The
It would
door-
be like that. Like if you could take that roof and turn it around.
Yeah, you want to have the door on the gable. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Can you hit the plus button there, Michael, or Tina, whoever's driving there?
But see, he's got the trucks too, and that's probably why he's got the bigger.
He's got a bigger there and then a smaller on the other side. It's not bad looking.
Yeah, just that roof, like that would be facing us.
Is that considered a pole barn?
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Is that a metal roof or shingle on that?
That's shingles.
You're gonna do metal or shingle?
Probably metal, I think.
Good. Are we going to bring that up? Or not?
What else do you want to know? Are you satisfied with that information?
No, well, you know.
We still haven't come up with a height
Right,
differential.
If you Google 24 by 24 foot pole barn with a 12-foot door, it says the minimum height is 16 feet.
Okay, yeah, and that's kind of what that would be what I was thinking. I'm not going to go any higher than I really need to. I just wanted a bigger door in case with my truck, you got to get it.
Right.
It gets a little tight. Plus, I would like to be able to have my bikes in the bed so I can lock them up at night and not have to get them out of the truck. But
So what are we saying? Heights, 16 feet, 20 feet, what are we saying?
I would say 16.
Okay.
What else?
That one feels like an 18-foot to me, just to be clear. I would hate to restrict them to 16 and he finds out
And you
he's
can't get
18.
the right pitch.
Right, you gotta get
So
it right,
It would look better with a little more pitch on the roof. I wouldn't, I would say no, maybe 16 or
18 feet.
18 feet.
What
Yeah,
Rusty
no
suggested.
more than 18 feet.
Okay.
If you pulled it 16, that's okay.
To the highest, or to the ridge.
Yeah,
18, good?
yeah, that works for me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you should be able to get that in there. The 12, that'll give you 16 feet, it'll give you 6 feet on top of a 12-foot door.
Okay, so we heard from Rusty. Is there anyone else in the audience that has any questions for Mr. Craig? Anyone want to testify in addition to Rusty? Okay. Then with that, Keith, I believe we have some housekeeping you want to go through with
We
the
do. For the next applicant, pay attention because we're going to go through this with you as well. Please. All right. So, Mr. Craig, what we do here is we ask these questions, we ask you to testify, and we ask you to testify into the microphone because we're building a record.
Right.
So if someone doesn't like the result, they can appeal, and there's a record of what happened here. It's not just pulled out of the air. So what we do is we build the record by showing that this property was posted. This is a certificate of posting. The property was posted with a sign. It's our beautiful sign that we use in this township that says this is subject to an application for zoning relief. That's a certificate of posting that was signed by the person who ultimately posted or put the sign in there. We're going to mark that as B for Board Exhibit 1. Do you have any objection to that?
No.
The next item is going to be the letter that would have been sent to people within 500 feet of your property. That's required by law to send a notice to people who are surrounding you so that they have a chance to come here and express their opinion vis-a-vis what you're requesting. That letter would have been sent to 500 people within 500 feet. We're going to mark that as B2. Do you have any objection to us including that in the record as B2?
No.
The next item is a mailing matrix, which lists all the people within 500 feet of your property that's going to ultimately get that letter that was B2. I joke that this is your new holiday card list, so there you have it. That's going to be B3. Any objection to that?
No.
Next item, of course, is the certificate of notification that says that the letter that was B2, that was sent to the people that are on B3, were in fact sent to the people on B3. Any objection to that being marked as B4?
No.
And then after that, we also include, so that the world gets notice of these things, because people don't typically do this anymore. They don't look at newspapers, but we advertise it in a newspaper of general circulation. We don't get that proof of publication back until after the hearing, so we're going to add that to the record as B5. Any objection to that?
No.
Now I'm going to ask you that the application that you submitted, which was filed on May 13th, that it appears was in your own hand, meaning your own handwriting, was signed. Was that signed by both you and your lovely wife?
Yes.
Yes, she's nodding her head as well, Tim, so that you know that that's an affirmative response. We're going to mark this as A1, and inclusive in A1 will be these drawings that will give you an A for effort on the drawings. The next time you come before the board, let's just make it a little clearer and easier to read, so we don't speculate as to what this means. That's going to be included in A1. A2 is this document that you handed up, which is a description of what you intend to place there, sans the kayaks, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have kayaks, but.
Okay, well, maybe with the kayaks, it's up to you. But it'll be something along these lines. We're not going to hold you to this necessarily, but this is somewhat of an image of what it would look like. I like the one better that your neighbor has.
Yeah, that would have been a better.
So keep that in mind when you go ahead and you actually contract to do it, make it look nice.
Yeah.
Because your wife wants to make it look nice too, and so does Rusty, otherwise he wouldn't be here testifying in your favor. So with that, I am finished.
Okay, we're going to recess the meeting for a bit, and we're going to deliberate in the back room.
Thank you.
Okay, before we make a motion, we do have one additional exhibit that we are going to enter for the record.
Mr. Craig, why don't you come back up here and agree to this, hopefully? So we were presented with, when there was deliberations, we were presented with a document that I'm going to mark as A3, sorry. And this is a picture.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
exactly what I'm proposing.
looking to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add this to the record as A3. Any objection to that?
No.
Okay, fine. So then, Mr. Chair, it's back to you.
Okay, with that, I believe we have a motion.
I'll make a motion. The application of Alicia and Justin Craig, docket Z-25-09, for a dimensional variance from section 143-33, section A of the Lower Providence Township zoning ordinance to permit the construction of a 24 by 24 by 18-foot tall pole barn on the property with a 27-foot side yard setback, where a minimum of 50 feet is required when the R1 residential district is granted, subject to the following conditions. Construction placement shall be as per the plans introduced into evidence in this case. Placement and construction be consistent with the testimony in this case, provided the pole barn is consistent with existing house. The pole barn to be a similar style as 4004 Eagleville Road, with peak and garage door facing the street consistent with Exhibit A3, and no residential occupancy and no commercial use.
Do I have a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Congratulations, Mr. Craig. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, with that, we have one additional hearing for this evening, and Rusty, if you could introduce that for us.
Sure. Hearing number 2, which is Z-25-09. Justin and Alicia, hearing 3, I apologize, I'm on the wrong one. Hearing 3, Z-25-10, Alexander Shaw at 113 Whitley Drive, Norristown, PA, 19403. The applicant is proposing to extend the deck to 32 feet by 12 feet. The applicant seeks relief from section 143-27A1. The applicant is to allow for a 16-foot yard setback where a minimum of 20 feet is required, together with any other relief deemed necessary or appropriate by the board. The parcel ID of subject property is 4300178120001. Subject property is located at 113 Whitley Drive in the MHP Mobile Home Park Zoning District.
Thank you. Do we have Mr. Shaw here? Thank you. Do you have any legal representation you're representing? Okay, very good. If we could swear you in before we get started.
Sir, someone swear testifying about to speak the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
State your name and spell please for the board.
Alexander Shaw, ALEXANDERSHAW.
Thank you. And as you heard in the last meeting, we're going to ask Mike to introduce the variance for us.
Thank you again. Before you is a application by Mr. Shaw at 113 Whitley Drive in Valley Forge Crossings Mobile Home Park. The proposed project is to construct a deck and a ramp on the front of the house that's shown on the screen. Basically, the setback in the mobile home park would be 8 feet off the from the front, but what happens is because of the extension of the unenclosed deck into the yard, the provisions of 143-27A1 come into effect, and where the provision in that section of ordinance that says the in no event shall any unenclosed awning patio, cover, patio, or deck be closer than 20 feet to the front lot line. So it's because of the it does meet the, in a sense, the setback, but it doesn't meet that provision of 143-27. So that's kind of the issue before the board this evening. I believe that part of the project is to create a handicap ramp for a disabled member of the family, or a disabled, resident. I should assume it's family. It is basically in a mobile home park. It's a little bit difficult to determine how in keeping in the neighborhood it is. I'd ask the applicant to kind of speak to that a little bit. And really would and how it would differ from the neighborhood. So that, also to the last issue was whether or not the depth of the deck could be shrunk to provide the minimum necessary relief.
Okay, thank you, Mike. So Mr. Shaw, if you could please elaborate on Mike's description.
So pretty much what I got going on here is, as you can tell, the deck there is, for some reason that picture makes my yard look huge, and it's not that big. But for instance, that's not mine. Here we go. So as you can see, you're only allowed to go 8 feet off. I'm asking for 12. Where my yard sits, it's so little, and I have 2 young kids, so I'm trying to make a safe space for my kids to play because we're so close to the street. That is one reason. The other reason is I do have a handicapped sister who has scoliosis, and it's 2 sets of stairs to get into my home. She's over at my place all the time. My mom drops her off while she runs errands or goes to work, and my wife watches her. So that would also be a safe space for her to be in while she was over there, and also handicap accessible so she could get up into the place a little easier. And other than that, that's pretty much what I'm asking for.
So relative to the rest of the community, are there other homes that have a ramp like this, or?
There is other homes that have ramps like this. There's one 2 doors down from me that has a ramp. There's a couple more throughout the park that have it. I actually submitted these same drawings to the property owners of the park, and they approved me to do it, to keep the neighborhood all in the same standard. They double-checked that as well, so I did get that, and then I needed to ask you guys, of course, for permission because it's your township. So.
Are there other homes that have front yards with setbacks that are less than that 20 foot that you know of?
I believe. Yes, I believe so. There are, and I don't know when they were built or when they wasn't, but so you're going towards, if you could spin around for me and go down that street one more time. So that house right there to the right, you see the silver car? That one right there. So he has a ramp that comes all the way down to his driveway. Not that house, this one coming right up. Not him, the next one to the left, please. No, on the right side, just the next house to the left, that one there, yes.
There's a pointer there too, Mr. Shaw, if you wanted to use that, you could help guide too.
Right there. So he has a ramp that comes down and has a small platform, and then it comes to his driveway as well. So I'm pretty much trying to do the exact same thing, so that way I can get it in there. I do also believe, I don't know if the deck that's there is up to code, because it was there when I bought the place, so I'm trying to bring everything up to code, so that way it's safe and it's above board with everything.
That's a good testimony there. That's good. That's what we like to hear.
So, yeah, and I mean, in that drawing that I submitted, I documented everything as far as the height, the roof size, the size of the supports that are going to be in it, the roof rafters, the floor joist is.
Are you building it?
I'm building it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a contractor.
All the better.
So I documented how big the holes will be, how much concrete will be in each one, the distance between each support. I pretty much listed everything I possibly could, so you guys had all the information that you needed.
So it's pressure treated, it's not plastic or PVC or anything like
No,
that?
all pressure treated wood.
All wood. And so the one that's there now is coming off?
Yeah, the one that's there now comes off. I believe that one comes out 6 feet. So I'm trying to just double it, pretty much.
And that's because you want to have a seating area like you have there now, so with your family, et cetera, to bask in the 99-degree heat, right?
Exactly. The biggest thing is, though, is so that, like I said, I don't know, that picture, I wish my yard was that big, but it's very shorter than that. And for my kids to be playing out there, you can see how close the street is, and one wrong step, one ball run, chase, you know, I'm just worried about their safety at that point.
So the idea is that they're going to be playing on the porch as opposed to on the grass?
Yes, sir.
And the ramp, because there's an existing ramp there now, isn't there?
No, no, those would be those were old railings, I believe, that they put down there, or if that is a ramp, it isn't there at the moment. There is nothing there. So what happens is there's this set of stairs, it goes to a paving stone walkway here, and then there's another set of stairs right here that goes to the driveway.
All right, so that if you look at the,
I actually have a picture of my home.
great, because the close-up on Google Maps depicts a ramp next to the house with some grab bars. That no longer exists?
No, it doesn't. Could I show this to
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's on your phone, it's not a document. Okay, you can show it, that's fine, show it. It's all right.
So, them trees and everything is gone, but there's there's a set of steps here, and then you go up that walkway, and then there's additional stairs there that go up to the existing porch now. So, like I said, there's two sets of stairs to get there. There is
So these gents,
there is no handrails, there is nothing there at the moment.
Okay.
So, I also lost all those beautiful trees. I don't know where they went either. When I bought the place, they wasn't there.
Okay. So board, any questions?
The porch itself, it's obviously, is it enclosed with windows or
No
screening
windows,
or anything
nothing
like
It's
that?
gonna be an open porch,
Open
it is
porch?
gonna have a roof on it.
Right.
The roof will not go higher, I'm just pretty much matching the roof line as it is, I don't know why I keep pointing my finger. I'm gonna match this pitch here.
Yep.
And then also to here. Everything, it'll be a freestanding structure, I know that it's not supposed to be attached to the home in any way, so it will be a freestanding structure. The only piece that will be attached to the house will be a piece of metal flashing that just pretty much goes from this piece onto the new roof. And that'll be it.
Okay. Thank you.
but you are going to put a ramp.
Yes, yes, so the ramp is gonna go from here, straight down, there's gonna be a small platform right here, and then it's gonna turn into the driveway, just like the gentleman down the road does.
And then steps on the left side, it looks like.
And then, yes, there'll be a set of steps right here,
Into the
so
yard.
that way you can access to the backyard.
Is there anyone from BHP here to, would you like to testify, or?
Come on up, don't be shy.
Yes. Deborah Haldeman, D-E-B-R-A, Haldeman, H-A-L-D-A-M-A-N.
And who are you?
I'm the community manager,
Or,
RHP Properties, Valley Forge Crossing.
and that's where Mr. Shaw has this mobile home,
Yes,
correct?
Yes, I run the park.
Okay, good for you.
I try to run the park.
And he's going to tell you how wonderful you're doing at it, because
Yeah,
he needs your help. All right, so do you have any objection to this?
Absolutely not. We sent it all the way up to our corporate staff up in Michigan, and they looked at our setbacks to see that it wouldn't impede on any other homes, other than coming out to the front, which there's no sewer, there's no water, there's nothing that it's gonna impede on. And if it was in the back, that'd be a whole different story, so.
Because that would impede on things in the back.
Sewer and water lines.
So that's the hardship. He can't put it in the back as a result, so he has to go out front.
Absolutely.
He has to force his kids out to the front where the cars are.
Yes.
Well, that's important to know,
Even if they're
because,
young, I mean, like, I support it, you know, you wanna be with your kids, but accidents happen, so. And he is beautifying the neighborhood. And it did have the wheelchair ramp before he bought it. I wanna say that the wheelchair ramp was taken down because it did not have a permit in between home sales. Unfortunately, history has not followed suit with the township, and we are trying to rectify some of that to make sure that if a home has 2 sheds, township rules are only 1, we take that second one down. We're trying to come up to grade to you guys from history.
good testifying there, too.
Oh, thank you.
We would like to hear, right, Mike? Note this. So if there's resistance in the future, you can say, but.
But,
All right, so you're going to put that up there. Is the concept, is freestanding, is it going to be on pilings? Is it going to be concrete foundation? What's it going to be?
So I'm gonna dig 2-foot by 2-foot holes.
Sorry, go to the microphone. We have to hear your melodic
I'm
voice.
gonna dig 2-foot by 2-foot holes, plant the 6x6s in them, and then fill them full of concrete, so that way it structurally supports itself.
And you'll have a permit to do all this?
I was applying for the permit.
You'll get a permit,
I'll
obviously.
get a permit after I get approval.
Thank
Sorry.
For the board's just consideration, the permit was actually applied for when we looked at it, when we review building permits, which we do in almost all cases for zoning compliance. That's what triggered the.
This process.
And therefore, this whole process.
Thank you. Anything else?
The hardship is you can't do it in the back. I'm sorry, Rusty, go ahead. You have a question.
So the sheet that you're showing on the screen has a lot more dimensions on it than I think ours does.
There's some other sheet there.
Yeah,
I don't have that one.
we don't have that one.
Yeah, sorry, I believe we pulled this up off of the actual building permit.
Permit,
okay.
application, And that's,
You can supply that to us, I suspect.
I can very easily do that.
And Mr. Shaw, you wouldn't have any objection if we were to include that in the record as applicant Exhibit 3, I believe,
No,
or 2, because you didn't give us another exhibit.
No, sir.
Because one's going to be the application. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good catch, Rusty. Anybody else? So, as we talked about in the last hearing, there's a 5-part variance test. I just want to make sure we understand this. The back, you can't construct anything because there's water, sewer, et cetera. That would impede some of that usage. That's why you're going to the front. You also need the ramp to assist a family member who has a disability.
Yes, sir.
You can't go anywhere else with this deck, it sounds like, because there's no entrances on the sides, right?
No, sir.
All right. The variance will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. You see other places, the ramp you identified down the road from you. Are there others that you're aware of?
I believe that's the one that I've seen that has the ramp. I do believe are others that have it, but I didn't search.
Let's have your landlord over here talk to us a little bit about that.
There is a ramp on one.
Microphone, please. Sorry, don't be shy.
There's a ramp on 122 Butcher. I don't know if they took it down because that was just a sale. I don't know if that was permitted or not. And then there is a ramp that is being applied for 103 Valley as a temporary ramp. Trying to think of anything else that has.
And generally speaking, your organization is not adverse to ramps as long as they're done correctly, correct?
Yep, by code, absolutely.
Okay. So it's not altering the character of the neighborhood by putting this ramp in there?
No.
Okay. 106 has them, you said.
106 Washington has one.
That's good. All right.
They're my eyes.
He's your alter ego, I get it. Mr. Shaw, can you come back to the microphone, please? Sorry, I don't mean to take the stage away from you, but, so the variance, if authorized, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief. There's nothing, how big is this going to be?
So it's going to be 12 foot wide, 32 feet long.
13 feet long?
32 feet.
32, so it's going across most of the front of the house.
So pretty much that exact, if you go back to the picture of the home, so it's the exact what's there now, but I'm just going to the corner on this side. So I'm filling in this area and coming out the other 6 feet.
So that means then that that window is going to be covered by this new roof you're putting in?
Yes.
Okay. All right. As you heard in the last hearing, there's public safety considerations that have to be made by the board. So is this going to change the traffic flow in the neighborhood?
No, sir.
Will it increase the risk of fire or panic? It's going to be outside, right?
Yes, sir.
Going to be screened in porch or not?
Nope.
It's not going to overcrowd the land necessarily when you say there's not a lot of space between the roadway and your unit. What do you say that is between the roadway edge and the unit?
I believe from where I marked it out from here, where I did the 12 feet out, I believe it's 17 feet.
Otherwise, it's what, 23 feet, something like that?
I think all the way to the home is like 23 feet.
Okay. It's not going to intrude upon the adequacy of natural light or air to adjoining properties. It's not going to create any undue burden on public, private, or community water systems. What do you have there? Well, public water?
Public.
PA American Water just bought out our wells from Audubon.
All right, come back to your microphone.
American,
PA American Water bought out the wells? What does that mean?
bought out Audubon Water Company, which we run on wells.
So all these are run on wells?
Yes.
Okay. This isn't going to have any impact upon the wells?
No.
This is in the front, the wells are in the back?
No, the wells are on other streets, nowhere near here.
So the wells are on other streets and then they pipe from the wells, is that how it works? Okay.
Yep.
Thanks. What about sewer, sanitary sewers? Is sanitary sewers or what are these?
We own our own wastewater treatment plant on the property.
Okay, so it
That has
pipes everything to
behind the
that.
walls, yeah. That's all behind the walls.
This isn't going to have any impact upon that, unless you're putting people living in that porch or something like that, right?
It wouldn't even,
All right.
they're not even there, so even if he
Perfect.
was there, it wouldn't impede on it.
Now it's his turn again, sorry. Tag team. Place undue burdens upon police, fire, ambulance, or other emergency services. It's not going to change anything as it relates to that.
No, sir.
Cause adverse effects to appropriate use of adjacent properties. Have you spoken to your neighbors?
I spoke to every one of them. I explained to them exactly what it was. I actually painted out the dimensions in my front yard, walked everybody out, let them see it, let them know what I was doing. Got everybody to say, yeah, go ahead.
Great. And that's people on your left, people on your right?
Yes.
People behind?
Yes,
Got them all?
all of them.
All right. We'll take your word for it. You're under oath.
Okay.
Otherwise adversely affect public health, safety, morals, or general public welfare. That's not going to have an adverse impact. Your kids are going to be living there freely and healthfully and not a problem, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Is there anyone in the audience that has any questions? Anyone who would like to testify that's within 500 feet? Okay. Board, any other questions? All right, with that, we're going to recess and, oh, I'm sorry, we forgot, we got to do housekeeping. All right, thank you.
As you saw in the previous applicant's situation, certificate of posting, we're going to mark that as B1 for Board 1. Any objection to that being marked that way and included in the record?
No, sir.
Next item is the letter that would have been sent to people within 500 feet of your property. That's going to be marked as B2. Any objection to that being included in the record?
No, sir.
Next item is the mailing matrix of people within 500 feet. It's a doozy. You got a lot of people within 500 feet. So from that perspective, wow. 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 There was no birth control going on in this instance. From this perspective, you have a bunch of people within 500 feet. Any objection to those folks being included as Exhibit B3?
No, sir.
Next item, B4, is the letter or certificate of notification that the letter that was sent to all those people within 500 feet, I think you owe the township some postage. That was extra postage. Mark that as B4. Any objection to that?
No, sir.
And finally, the newspaper article or advertisement, proof of publication doesn't come until after these hearings. Any objection to that being included in the record is B5.
No, sir.
Now, your application, we're going to mark as A1, okay? And that was filed on May 27th, and it has multiple pages signed by you. Your poor wife doesn't get to star in this role, does she? But is your wife here? And you agree to this application, ma'am? Thank you for that. We don't want them putting something on your house that you don't want. So from that perspective, that and the exhibits attached to it will be marked as A1. There was nothing else you gave us other than you showed us a picture, but that was on your phone, so we can't do anything with that.
We're going to include
The other drawing.
Oh, right, A2, the other drawing, exactly. Michael's going to provide that to us. He just did. All right, any questions from your perspective?
No, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we're going to recess. We'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back, and Rusty has a motion to make.
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion that the application of Alexander Shaw, docket Z-25-10, for a dimensional variance from section 143-27A, 1A, of the Lower Providence Township zoning ordinance regarding projection of patios and decks to permit the extension of an existing deck to 32 feet by 12 feet on the property with a 16-foot yard setback, where a minimum of 20 feet is required in the MHP mobile home district is granted. subject to the following conditions. The construction placement shall be per the plans introduced into evidence in this case, and placement and construction be consistent with the testimony in this case.
Do I have a second for the motion?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Congratulations. Good luck, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Okay, with that, that concludes the hearings for this evening. Next meeting is July 24th at 7 PM. Do I have a motion to adjourn this evening?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. See you next month.